Hi, I'm James West. This is Midas Letter Money, coming to you live from the Market One Media interview zone at the Canadian Investment Conference in Vancouver, British Columbia. My guest today is Don Allan. Don is the president and CEO of Cielo Waste Solutions, which trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol CMC. Don, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, James.
Don, why don't you give us an overview of the value proposition for investors in CMC?
Oh, it's quite an exciting company. We've got an opportunity here that we could go from ground zero to 100 mile an hour here in less than 2 years. We have a company that's been going at it for 10.5 years. We've got about $13.5 million invested into it today, and we're going commercial here by fall. We'll be
okay,
production.
So you got a technology basically that takes the contents of any landfill anywhere in the world and can extract a very high value, high margin diesel from that, which it can be sold into the most difficult applications that diesel require.
Yeah, you bet, James. We're able to use anything that's cellulosic. So basically, that can be sawdust, it can be grass clippings, it can be agriculture waste, it can be, of course, the landfills. That's why our main focus is the landfills, but we got lots of opportunities for other feedstocks, rubber tires, plastic. It goes on and on. It's waste. We're really focused on waste. We take that waste and we turn that into a high-grade renewable diesel. Because it's not a fossil fuel, because we're using waste, we don't have the sulfurs, and we actually can eliminate the need for agriculture crops to make renewable diesels, and that biodiesels, if you will. So we make a very strong, well-represented diesel that the market is really attracted to.
So how do you go about it? You build a factory next to the landfill, on top of the landfill, down the road from the landfill, and what? They truck in the garbage? How does it work?
Yeah, the best thing for us is actually locate right where that feedstock is. So in the case of a landfill, we actually make a deal with whoever owns that landfill. Most of the time, it's a municipality. So we go in and we make a deal with the municipality to actually give us the land, and we actually put our refinery right into that land without having to buy it in most cases. And we actually get to charge to take the feedstock and then use it. So it's a negative number on our balance sheet, which is ideal when you're talking about our competitors have to pay for the crops that they're fighting for.
Sure.
We actually get to charge for that. And so we actually put this right in the landfill. It makes more sense. We actually can put it right, put a waste sorting line in, so we're able to take out. If you look at a landfill, if you think about a landfill as 100%, about 20% is recyclable. So that's your copper and your steel, and basically your glass. About 5% is rocks and gravel. That stuff we're just going to crush up and put back in the landfill. And then everything else is a feedstock, and so that's your organics, and that's all your plastics and your cardboards. So we're able to turn that all into a feedstock. We want to do that right in the landfill. So we're able to run it right from the conveyor right over to our refinery, and then we process it.
Okay.
This process itself is very green in that we don't have any emissions in it. We don't have any, we call it NOx or SOx, so there's no flare stacks, and so it's actually one of the greenest refineries built as well. So we're not dependent on water supplies or any fuel supplies. We're self-dependent on just, we can create our own diesel to make our own power, and we use about 10% of it to create our own power. So we can be self-sufficient. We don't need to go on the grid.
How many of these plants are functioning now?
We got one running right now. It's been running for about 15 months, right in Red Deer, Alberta. That proved that this technology works. What we've done is made a number of improvements. It's our pilot plant. That's right. Thank you. It's 50 liters per hour, which is large for a pilot plant. And we take that now. We made a number of improvements to it. We're going to a second generation. We hope to build that second generation, have it operational by fall.
Okay. So how does this thing scale? How many millions of liters of diesel, if you will you be able to produce in, say, 2014, 15, 16 going out?
Yeah, it's we're going to walk before we take off running. So one of the things we see in our competitors is they jump from a bench top, and we're much larger than that. We're actually a large demonstration plant, but a lot of our competition, the biggest problem is they jump too fast. They jump to a $200 million plant from that bench scale. We're going to walk it through. So what we're doing is we're going from 50 liters an hour to 200 liters an hour, and that's going to cost about $2 million to get that plant up and going. Then we're going to jump to a 700 liter per hour plant, and that's the one we want to sell throughout the world. That's going to cost about $6.5 million to build that one. We hope to have that running by December, January of this year coming up.
Okay, so a 700 liter per day plant?
Per hour.
Per hour
yeah,
plant.
Per hour.
For $6.5 million bucks. So how much does that produce a year?
That produces about 5 million liters a year. We hope to have 6 of them running in Red Deer, and then we're going to put 6 in the town of Drayton Valley, which is right beside the town of Edmonton. So we're going to focus on getting those 12 up and running. That'll give us an EBITDA of about $130 million a year, and then we hope to have all that running within the next 2 years. Meanwhile, we're going to sell these things throughout the world. We've already got a couple purchase orders. We're going to announce a few more, and that'll help finance the same, because we build them for 6.5, we sell them for 13 million. So we use that profit margin to actually build our own for ourselves, and then we can finance this without a lot of dilution.
Sure. Okay, well that's a great update. Thanks for joining us today, Don.
Thanks, James. Appreciate the opportunity.
My guest today is Don Allan. Don is the president and CEO of Cielo Waste Solutions, which trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol CMC. If you'd like to learn more about Cielo Waste Solutions, you can visit their website at cielows.com. That's CIELOWS.com. If you'd like to learn more about companies like Cielo, visit us at midasletter.com. I'm James West. This has been Midas Letter Money, coming to you live from the Market One Media Interview Zone at the Canadian Investment Conference in Vancouver, British Columbia.